Hi everyone, today we have this HP Omen 15. It's a nice machine to fix. As you all know, they have a tendency of breaking the hinges, as you can see from this laptop. From this angle you can see it's pushing off this lint out once. Focus it. Yeah, as you can see it's pushing off this lint and also this part. Let's fix it. It's a common fault on this laptop. The hinges are tightly fitted together, causing some stiffness on the while closing and opening the lid. This will eventually cause the laptop to the hinges to come off from the front face. That's because they are attached to a plastic lid. They will eventually come off, causing it not to be properly opened. The customer saying that one day as he was trying to use the laptop, he had some cracking sound from the front face, and he saw the hinges are pushing off the front face. And from that day, it's 3 days now, he hasn't used the laptop because he didn't try to close it or to open it further. But then he brought the laptop at this angle because he didn't want to break the screen. But it's easier to break the screen because the hinges are metallic, and one simple mistake, the hinges will be in contact with the screen and it will break. Let's lift this front face, and back case. As we know, they tightly held up together. It's a nice machine, but for the hinges, it's just a very bad design on the hinges. At least if they could have loosened them, not to be so tight together, it could have lasted for long without breaking. It's a nice machine. It's held up by some ratchets from side to side on the corners. This part's out, and also this part. It's holding up here. Something holding up here. We need to first of all to lift it up. Yes, it just we didn't want to break that part. It was tightly held up together. Let's disconnect the battery. We don't want to work with while the battery is connected. We don't want some silly mistakes, as some screws can fall off from the magnet. And if the battery is connected, then the laptop will fly off. And our job is to fix the hinges, not to destroy the laptop while we were working. Some screw. Okay, the battery is out now. Let's now go direct to disconnect this massive heatsink. It's a nice machine. It has a dedicated graphics, nice for gaming, heavy task use like graphics editing, video editing, animations, and also very good for gaming. That's the name, gaming laptop. There's two cooling fans underneath this heatsink. This will help dissipate the heat from the motherboard as while you are doing heavy jobs like gaming or maybe editing. It's out. I think the fans are holding it up. And we need to unscrew them to put them aside so that we can lift off this heatsink. The hinges are hidden underneath them, and because we only need the parts holding the screen and the hinges, we need to remove it from the motherboard side. Here's some screws. Disconnect the screen. We need to disconnect the display cable from the motherboard, and also the the wireless cables. Trace it out now. Disconnect the wireless cable here from this side. This plastic here. The wireless cable, network cables. These help receive some signals. They are attached direct to the top part of the screen. Some screws here holding up the hinges that need to be unscrewed. It's a nice machine, a very nice machine. Oh. Sorry, I thought you were seeing at that angle. Let me adjust it. Trace, now you can see it. You can see a full video. Okay, let's unscrew these screws holding up the hinges. Yeah. It's a very nice machine. Getting a machine with a dedicated graphics, and also it can support both hard disk and an NVMe slot. Fast forward, try out these edges here. It's on a very bad degree. To open this laptop, you need to lift this screen off. You need about 110 degrees so that it can come out easily, but because the hinges are broken, it will be a hand job for us, because one simple mistake, the screen will be dead. Try getting it in a different angle. That's out now. Some just one side is out. Good, nice. It's out now. Keep this aside. Now work on the parts which is fault. I try to lift this reed out. As you all know, it's tightly held up together with a double-sided screw. If you use a lot of force, then you'll break the screen. You need to be gentle here, slowly, and it will come off easily. This laptop has an allowance for the latest ones. For the latest ones, they have the reed is so narrow. The reed is so narrow, and you can break the reed while you are trying to open it. Here where the problem is. The problem is from this side. Try lifting it up. You need to be careful around this area, as you can break the screen easily. See, it's well all the connection for this screen. Let me take my slicing tool. It will be better working with it here around this area instead of using that prying tool here. It's much bigger to fit around that area. As you can see, it's slicing very well. It's out now. I needed to be much careful around that area. Oh, a screw. It came out. But there's nothing that's holding these hinges together. As you can see, it's coming off easily. Another screw. It wasn't held by. It was held by nothing. As you can see, 2 screws only. Stiff. I cannot move it with my hands. I need to be loosened. This will break the hinges, even if we return it like this. Let me take my cutter so that I can loosen it. We don't want, after fixing the hinges, after 2 weeks the customer will come back. We want him to come back with a different job, but not the same job. Grease it to be better. Yeah, I think now it's fine. Yeah, it's moving okay. These are the hinges should be, not to be so tight that you are struggling to open and close the reed. All the forces will be extended on the casing. All the forces will be extended on the casing because the casing is plastic and the hinges are metallic. The easiest part that the hinges will come off is from the casing. Yeah. If the hand puts a metallic back casing, okay, it could be better because it could be firm. But from the plastic, you cannot compare the stiffness of the plastic and the metallic hinges. It will eventually die. Let me remove these screws. We need these 2 ratchets. Only the 2 screws that are available on this side. Only 2 screws, imagine. 2 screws that are only available. I'm aligning these cables. Why could you make a nice machine but put a plastic casing back at the back? Put back is 2 ratchets. That's where the screws will attach themselves on. Yes, only 2 screws that are available on this, and they are normally 4. Apply some heat so that they can attach themselves on the plastic. Yeah. It's an expensive machine, but on the design, it's a very bad design. They normally see that if they use a metallic reinforcement, then it will be much expensive. And also, if they make a dealable, more dealable machine, then they'll be out of business, as they want you eventually, after a few years, you come back to buy a new machine so that they be on business and fit it so to ensure that the ratchets are aligned to the hinges. Something that is pretending around this good, nice. Okay, let me take my ardite. I cannot trust the two screws around that area. You need to have these two so that they can work, and a place where to mix them. Two proportional drop threads. They need to be proportional so that the epoxy can work. Then you mix them thoroughly. After you have mixed it, it will take about 3 minutes. If you're not fast, then it will dry off. You need to be fast, and also you need to be precise, because after it touches itself, it will be very hard for you to remove it from where it has attached itself. You need to apply it to the hinges so that it can attach itself permanently on the casing. This one will make it more firm on the casing. Therefore, when the customer is using the machine, the hinges will not come off, will not push off the front face. This will help in its durability, and it will prevent the hinges from breaking the screen. As I told you, you need to be fast around this area, because if you waste time around, then the epoxy will dry off when you have not finished up. To reinforce around these places where there are no screws. We had 2 screws that were missing. One was attaching itself on the front face, the double-sided part, and the other was attaching itself on the hinges. To reinforce this press, I think it's aligned. I told you need to be very careful and also precise, because if you don't align it very well, then it will eventually come off. Yes. It's almost drying off. Don't want the pin to fall down, and let me turn my 2 screws so that to make it more firm. Even if I leave these 2 screws, the epoxy that I've applied, it will make the hinges more firm than the screws. But this only help it hold it together. To help it hold it together to the casing. When the epoxy dries off, then it will remain attached. Let me exert some force around this area. It seems that is lifting itself up. You need to feel every part where the hinges are attaching themselves. it exerts some force, some few force around this brace to ensure that it will be more firm, and also to ensure that it will hold up after finishing up the job. Then it will be more firm. It will not come off easily after closing and opening. To closing the machine, the epoxy should be attached to the casing, to the hinges, sorry. Okay, on this side, to think that I can trust this side. No, the screws are coming off very easily. And also, when the laptop was faulty with only 1 inch, the force was being exerted on this side. Therefore, in this side, we need to reinforce it. Yes, it needs to be reinforced with my super firm glue. Let me apply it once. This will help hold it together. This will help hold it together and more firm. Put around this area to reinforce it. At this side, we had 3 screws that were holding up the hinges. Only 1 screw that was loose, but we couldn't have not trusted the screws, because all the forces were exerted on this side. Therefore, it could have caused it to be weaker. I'll start with the 40 screw. By returning it to that position, the ratchet will attach themselves. Then the screw will be on top. And close the other 3 to help reinforce it. Yes. We want the customer, once he has received the laptop, he won't come up with it again with the same problem. We want him to come with a different laptop, maybe from a friend, from a colleague. Yeah, and to come to refer more friends, and he will refer more friends by doing a nice job. After you've done a nice job, you can refer more friends. Maybe he has friends who have the same problem. Because this is a common fault on this laptop. I think all of them, because if you've seen my second video, it's the same laptop but a lower version. On the earlier version, it was even bad because it was not even breaking the hinges only, it was breaking the casing. It was breaking the casing on the side of the keyboard, and the casing wasn't available. Therefore, you end up with a bad machine, faulty machine, and there's no way you can fix it. Then you end up buying a new machine. Then they came up and said, we are destroying our reputation. They came up with this model, which is okay, it's an improvement because it's not breaking the casing, but the hinges are coming off from the front face. And if the customer is not careful like this one, then he ended up breaking the screen, because the margin between where the hinges are straightened and the screen, the margin is too low, and this will cause the hinges to break the screen because it's the one that is near it and it's delicate. The difference between this one and the old version is because the other version, it was breaking the casing, which wasn't available, but for this version you will break the screen, which is available, but with it's much expensive. It's a 144 refresh it at full display, 4K display. Then if you mess up, then you're done. You're done. I think now it's folded up together. Let me arrange these cables so that I can return the front face and assemble the laptop. Yeah, it's firm now. I can trust it. I can trust it more. I can trust it with my life that the customer will be happy and it will serve the customer for a long time. Yeah, it's true. When you be trying to change the casing, of which the casing are not available, are not currently available. If let's say you want to change the casing, it will be very hard because the hinges are the way I've put them. They are permanent, attached to that brace. Don't mind up the double-sided. This will help hold the front face to the position, and it will help avoid the spaces that are left after the casing has been returned. Yeah, it's a nice screw which you can get it at www.mrtechfix.co.ke. Return the front face. Yes. Yeah, it's holding up this brace very much. Yeah. So here and here. Yeah, it's much fine now. Do you think a nice job? Nice job. Going to a happy customer who was worried if the machine can be fixed, but then he was referred to us by a friend. He was referred to us by a friend. I knew if you're a friend or a colleague or a relative who has a faulty laptop, tell him or her to call 0704 336 709. We fix laptops, consoles, phones, data recovery services, and also we do smartwatch repair at a very affordable prices. Parts also available, and if you're a technician that you need some spare parts or repair equipment, then just visit www.mrtechfix.co.ke, and you'll get all that in one website. Just call 0704 336 709. Let me return the display to its position. To the position. We are finalizing the hinges. We have fixed the hinges. We received the laptop when it was in bad condition, but now we are returning it in a good and better condition, more firm than it was produced, more stable than it was produced. What can you term it? Better than factory. Yeah, we fixed it better than factory. As always, not the French fix says. What do you think about this laptop? They could have used top casing which is metallic. Then even if they use, let's say, cast iron front face, this could have helped his machine hold up together, because the hinges are near the edges. Therefore, if they are near the hinges, all the force will be exerted in that position. And because the edge is weak, then it will cause the hinges to eventually come off after a while, or maybe 1 year. And if you are that type of customer who normally always closing, opening the laptop each and now and then, let me apply this cooling paste, because the one that was there, it had already dried off. Don't want the customer to say after you fix the laptop it's now overheating, it's not dissipating the heat well. You don't want that such comments, and to return the laptop in a better and good condition. Yes. And as I was saying, if you're that type of customer who normally opens, close the lid, then or uses a lot of force to open the laptop, then it will eventually die and it will eventually break. Even it will not finish 1 year. Yeah. Because the hinges are so stiff, in such a way all the forces will be exerted in that position, and also mostly they get destroyed from the left side, because it's where mostly people open the laptop from. Even yourself, I think you can master yourself that you normally use the left side to open your laptop, of which you're not supposed to use the left side to open the laptop. You're supposed to open from the center. Yeah, that's the recommended. But I think we are all programmed, because even myself, I normally find myself sometimes I'm trying to open the laptop from the left side, but I'm trying to learn how to open it from the center, because when you're opening from the left side, you're exerting some unbalanced force on hinges. And if you are left-sided, mostly you open your laptop from the right side. Vice versa. Let me return these cables to the position. I'm finalizing now. And as I told you, if you have a friend, a colleague, a family friend, or your family people who have a faulty laptop, they need data recovery services, faulty form, or maybe a faulty console. Maybe it's overheating, maybe it's displaying glitches on the display, maybe it's slow, shutting off itself. Then tell them to visit www.mrtechfix.co.ke to book a repair service, or just call 0704 336 709. Don't forget to follow us on our socials: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at Mr. Tech Fix. That's where all the things that you can learn. You can enjoy watching our videos, you can enjoy watching our short videos, and also our latest posts about the security. Especially there's a video that I'm going to pin it there, where I'm talking about the WhatsApp scams and how people are being scammed online. People are being scammed online easily. You give on the scammer all your credentials, all your data, and they try to scam others, purporting to be you. I'm going to pin it as I finish. Let me try and screw back this battery now. It's nice now. As I told you, this is a nice laptop. It can support both hard disk and also an NVMe SSD. So you can, this is using 8 GB, but it can support even 32 GB for better performance. I tell him to maybe shift to an SSD, because I don't think I don't know the reason as to why he is using the hard disk. The hard disk is much slower nowadays compared to an SSD. SSD is super fast. This hard disk will take let's say a minute or 2 minutes to load, but for the SSD it will take seconds to load. So this back casing, it's held up together. We found only 2 screws. It seems that the customer had been up before. I don't know why he took the screws. Found only 3 screws, sorry, not 2. But I'll look for other screws. But for now, because they are unique, I look for them later. For now, let me close the lid with the 2 screws that were there holding up the casing, and let's test it. So as you can see, there's no things that are popping up because the customer didn't force it. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to visit our socials at Mr. Tech Fix. Call 0704 336 709. Thank you for watching. Bye.